darling, welcome to the broadcast. Now, this is really not going to be sort of necessarily a broadcast, but what it is going to be a bit of a bigging you up, because I think that it is paramount, especially in this day and age of where we're at in society, the way that the world is going on and all of that sort of thing. I think that there's this sense of awareness that needs to be illustrated. And what I mean by that is we're so used to the old world of being, if you hear that in the background, that's my darling Jeffrey Sean mowing the garden, and it's the kittens. So their little tag will oftentimes hit their water bowl and make noise. So, but anyway, let me get back on it. I think that the world has for so long as we've been alive, right? In my age bracket, which I'm 52, so if you were raised in the 70s and 80s, so your teen years, that's what I'm speaking of, is that for that entire lifetime of ours has always been focused on the aspect of celebrity and this all-knowing sense of what the world represents as far as popularity and the culture, which often, even still, especially like in the old world, is, and what I mean by that, the old world, is the focus that celebrities, people of high financial rank, and those types of people have gotten most of the accolades, even on, like, for example, YouTube or Instagram. If you have a particular audience, I think the world is starting to begin to understand that regardless of whether you have a large audience or a smaller audience, if you have a larger audience, that does not necessarily mean that it doesn't equate to being a magnificent person, one of stature, one of absolute great character, is what I mean to say. And so what I really feel is so potent and important to stress is that there is this sense of being in the spiritual realm of things, right? The spiritual aspect of society in this day and age, right? We're ending the age of Pisces, and now we're going into the age of Aquarius, which will be for the rest of our lifetimes. Is that the common folk will become the more popular people, and less deemed these particular celebrities or influential, famous people will become less popular. And people will really begin to, these are downloads that I've gotten, people of normal rank the common folk will become more popular than celebrity. People will come away from looking at these people upon pedestals, because we understand that regardless of whether you have a large audience or not, right, and you've got a large platform, we see that even these people, that it's all an illusion. It's absolutely smoke and mirrors, because when you have a particular way that society has deemed things spectacular, right? A majority, I'm not saying all of society, but a majority of society has deemed people that are famous or they have a great platform with a large audience. Most normal folks have deemed these people as something greater than themselves. We've often put celebrities or famous authors or families on this pedestal, and new age of Aquarius is where we're going to really begin to take them off of the pedestal. They're the more common folk, is the ones that people can relate to, choose to relate to, and find that they have greater and better hearts, sweeter character, sweeter traits, kinder. They're more into the self of service to others rather than service to self. And I think that that is a beautiful thing that we're looking forward to. I'm looking forward to it. I want you to really begin asking yourself, because oftentimes on this channel and on my blog, I have often spoken of really wanting you to dive deep into the depths of your soul, to understand the things that you partake of, in the sense of what you watch, what you deem lovely and of great report, what you deem this particular person or this political figure, particular famous person. I want you to remove them from the pedestal. And I want you to begin asking yourself where you play a part in that. The things that we are partaking of, right? Whether that's in our mind, or we're watching particular things, we're reading particular things, we're indulging in these particular aspects of life in general, whether it's a particular celebrity that you're purchasing their products. And I'm not saying that we're here to dismantle the entire system, but what I am saying, and I know factually, because I've received the downloads, is that it's something that we must venture into, because at the end of the day, loves, ultimately will happen with every human being, right? Every human must participate, whether you are actively participating or it's coming upon you, right? And I'm more into the self-empowerment of taking the bull by the horns, which means you create your reality, you are the god of your reality, rather than life happening to me, I'm happening to life. Because we all have the control and the nature within ourselves to be able to create the reality and the dreams and the life that we love. People do not understand the significance and the importance and the power that they hold. They are bystanders in their own lives. And what I want you to begin doing is looking at all of your actions, all of the things that you participate in. And this channel, obviously, I will stress again, is that it is for high vibrational people. People that are not high vibrational will not want to participate in my channel. They will also find me extremely discomforting, which is understandable, and I'm very keenly aware of that, because I'm asking you to dive deep into yourself, into the soul aspect of who you are, to decidedly recognize that you are the one that holds all of the power in wielding the way that you want your life to go. Now, there's going to be many people that will fall from the wayside because they won't want to do the internal work. And what you will also begin to recognize in society as a whole is that people will begin understanding how important what they are each individually actively doing, what you individually every single day of your life are actively participating in, whether that be something that is carefree and you think it's not a big deal, right? That all of these people will have their moment of this reconciling of, oh, okay, so I have the fame and I have the money and I've got all of these lovely bits and bobs about myself that I've really, really been grateful for. You are going to see the people that have been just making noise, right? Like on the internet, these, people that are authors, self-published authors, people that are celebrities that they've had this building and this maneuver, the way that they have, that's one of my moves from being a mermaid. But anyway, they will recognize that it's sort of like a house of cards. And because this is it is the beginning, okay? It is the start of the age of Aquarius, which means everyone will have to reconcile with their soul. And this is going to cause many people in the public eye, as well as like your just regular, you know, self-published author on Amazon KDP, your Instagram influencers, the people that you watch on YouTube that have large channels, some of them celebrities, some of them not, comedians, political figures. All it's going to happen at such an expedient rate that many of these people that have been kind of drifting along, right? They know how the system works, basically. You know, if you want to use Matrix, I've never watched that movie, but people talk about the Matrix quite a bit. So I'm assuming that is the paradigm, that the shift will happen, and all of these people that have been they have not been on solid ground, they've been building their house upon the sand, okay, will fall from the wayside. So they might have this great influence on the YouTube, they might have this great influence in the theaters or the cinema, you know, where the movies have been really popular, whatever. And we're seeing this gradually. It's starting to begin, where you see these celebrities like, oh wow, I did not know that was the way that person thought politically, or I didn't know that person did that in their personal life. I'm really taking another look at them. I'm not quite sure I really want to support their work. You know, this is what is going to happen. We can see it now, very in the infancy of it. It is already starting to happen. And so all I'm doing is wanting you to just take a kind of look, understandably, that every person, we're all the same. There is no one greater than you, loves. There's no one greater or beyond you. And I know that we have been persuaded through all of the years, and until I was able to recreate new beliefs in my belief system, where I basically took my mind as if it was a computer, and I inputted different things and took out, you know, through subconscious rewiring to create new beliefs. And that is when I began to understand that no one is greater than me, and no one is greater than you. Everyone is equal. And for someone that's been, you know, for the normal person that has not yet recreated new beliefs in the belief system, will find that very disheartening. They will also find it very discomforting. As I said before, it will vex them quite a bit, because what happens is, it's taking away, it's removing the veil, it's removing the mask that we've so long appreciated, because it was an illusion. And so invariably we look at these other people, you know, on the Instagram or social media, or, you know, the YouTube, like I said, or the theater, or the cinema, you know, famous authors, famous people, whatever. And then you start to recognize, oh, they're no different than me. Like, they're not different. It doesn't matter if they have like a big social media following, or they've got a big, like, it's still that person at the end of the day, which is no greater than you. And it's all an illusion, just like money is an illusion. And so when I'm speaking of these type of things, and when I say these particular things, it will be very comfortable for people that are not vibrationally high, right? They're not equally yoked. And I understand that. But my reasoning for sharing this video is that, first of all, I want you to understand that there is no one above you or no one below you, that we are all one in consciousness, and that these are the things that will be popping up. So when you start to recognize, like, oh, okay, it's absolutely normal when, you know, your favorite person on the internet or your favorite celebrity is really, you're starting to recognize that, like, oh wow, that's a bit rubbish, I'm really disappointed in that when you put your faith in anyone besides yourself and your higher being, right? Your higher inner being, which I call our mermaid inner being, which is the God aspect of Razi, you are faltering on a sandy foundation. I want you to begin building your foundation on solid ground. And this is the way that you are going to begin to do it, because it's going to happen to everyone. I would rather you go into your enlightened and your new way of living in this day and age ahead and at the forefront of being able to dictate how you want your life to go, rather than life happening to you and you feeling like, I'm like a fish out of water, I don't know what to do, because you didn't know what to do. And I'm here to tell you that I really want to encourage you to begin now, so that when something does trigger you, or you realize, oh, because we're all human, right, with a human experience, and we will have moments in life that are going to cause us to really question who we are as a person, question what we're doing with our lives. All of these things, these questions come into everyone. And if you have not been working on that diligently, and you've been bypassing it or thinking that you can get away with not doing it, the age of Aquarius is when you will be, I would rather you not be forced into the situation to where you're like, oh, have you ever noticed, like, look around, there's certain celebrities, there's certain people that on YouTube that they've got, that they have the world by the tail as far as the perception of what it looks like. You know, maybe they've got 5 million YouTube subscribers, or they've got, you know, 1.5 million or whatever. But now their lives are in shambles and they can't keep up. Like, they're drowning psychologically, or they're having this particular incident happen, or this or that or whatever. And I want you, what I'm here to do is to tell you of things before they occur. And if you're brilliant and you're wise and you are seeing this, this is your sign that you are going to be much better off if you heed what I'm saying. Because I don't want to see you go down the trail and the path of all these people that I'm seeing, that I've been on this channel telling people for the last decade, get your bits in order. Because if not, one day it's going to happen where you are going to feel like you can't see straight because you don't know what to do. You either become so exhausted, or you become so depressed, or you don't know how to handle your issues because you've ignored your trauma, you haven't wanted to heal, you've been, you know, you've been touching on your wounds for years, but you keep thinking you're going to bypass this particular issue in your life, and you're not. It's the universe, it's your mermaid inner being telling you all of these times, every time someone touched on your wound, every time someone upset you, every time you had a discouraging relationship, every time a relationship went sour, or every time if you've gotten married and then you've gotten divorced, and then, but you've never touched on, like, you've got relationship issues, you've got parental issues, you've got mommy daddy wounds, you've got sibling wounds, you've got all of these things. And if you have not taken care of them, my loves, they will keep resurfacing. That's what happens in life. That's the 8, okay? It's the infinity. The infinity is just as the ring. You will keep recycling that same particular thing through the rest of your life until you recreate new beliefs, and you really begin to dive deep into your particular things that you must heal them, you must clear them, you must make right with them, whether that's forgiveness within yourself. And forgiveness is not the way that religious people talk about forgiveness. That's not at all what I'm talking about. And I've spoken many times on my channel about forgiveness, because forgiveness is not what religions has taught us about forgiveness. Okay, do you understand, love? I want you to get ahead of the game, get ahead of your life, get ahead of the stream of what is about to take place in our society, in this world as you know it. And so this is not a scare tactic at all. This is actually a very encouraging and optimistic video because you've got the world by the tail. You know how to do this. I'm telling you right now, you will know how to do it, loves. You have all of the tools in your toolkit, all of the treasure chest, the tips and the notions and the potions and all of the magical essence of everything that you need to know to heal your life. You don't need a therapist. You don't, listen, take this at face value, okay? I'm not telling you what to do with your life. So you understand when I tell you this, you know what I'm saying. You have been given the instructions and it's your inner being. You know what will heal you. You know what will make you happy. You know what makes you sad. You know what's going to make you see things in a different way. But too often, especially women in religion, have grown and we've been taught out of our natural resources of how to go within to find the answers to our little questions, our little troubles, all of the things, okay? I want you to understand this. And there is an answer to everything that you find difficult in your life and the happy things. So just as you know that there's answers to the happy things, there's answers to the difficult things. We none escape it. So this is my encouraging video that I'm preparing you, that I'm helping you to see things before they happen, and that this is an encouraging thing because this is your little mermaid secret in the sand that is going to benefit you extraordinarily, okay? And so I hope that you heed this. I hope that you take into account what I've said and that you understand that you've got this. You've got this. You're going to be able to do it. You will make it in life. You will be successful. You will be and achieve all of your desires. Any of those little inklings that you've ever thought, well, I know this is going to happen and I know that's going to happen. It's because you are a master at manifesting. You just aren't consciously aware of it yet. But I'm here to tell you that you will master it, that you will remember who you are and who you were and when you came here, and that it's all well and good. All is well. All is well, okay? I am the vision and the vision is me. And you are the vision and the vision is you. So happy day. So excited that you deemed benefit from this video, because I know that you did, because I intended it to be so. And as always, I'm most affably yours until my next swim. Cheers, darlings. Toodle pip.